Yes, Senator, I'd like to answer the question. My understanding is that the rationale for making the request as part of the reconciliation part of the budget is to accelerate the president's initiative and to provide flexibility.
That's another way of saying we don't want to mess with that messy congressional thing where they consider and have hearings, right? You just want to do it because the president wants it. Is that what you're saying? Accelerate.
No, sir. What I'm saying is that this is a one-time request for a plus-up to accelerate.
This is the second year of reconciliation. This isn't a one-time request. This is year number 2.
The other part of the rationale is that it provides flexibility given the rapidly changing dynamic of advanced technology, sir.
Well, I really don't like this process. I think it's a huge mistake, and I think Congress. It's one more abdication of Congress's responsibility and authority to take care of the taxpayers' money. General Lozano, what's the cost of defending Guam? What you outlined. What's the total cost of the defense that you outlined in your testimony?
Thank you, sir, for your question. Right now, we're tracking a total cost of about $3.5 billion, sir.
Okay, $3.5 billion. So the total cost of GoldenDome projected, I think, is $175 billion. Divide that. I'm not very good at doing math in my head, but that comes out. What is it? I'll do it right in front of you. Divided by 3.5. It would be about 50,000 times that. I mean, we're talking about a very significant cost. General Gutlein, can you do Golden Dome and protect like Guam is being protected with that $175 billion budget?
We can absolutely protect the homeland for $175 billion. Senator, the difference is Guam is a point defense, and it is needs to be self-contained and self-defended, whereas the protection of the homeland is an area defense. It's similar to
when you say area defense, what does that mean? That means the whole country. Montana isn't necessarily going to be protected, or Iowa.
You're protecting everything simultaneously. So if you were trying to protect a single jewel in a museum, you would have to put down an enormous amount of protection measures and defensive measures to protect that one jewel. If you step back and you're trying to protect the entire museum, you can now go back to a regional defense, protect the perimeter without having to dedicate all those point defenses. That's really the big difference between the way we're protecting Guam and the way we're going to protect the homeland.
So the budget that you have, you can protect the entire homeland, the villages of Louisiana or New Mexico or Montana or Maine, with the system that you're proposing. It's not designed to protect particular areas like the national capital or the major metropolitan areas.
Golden Dome is designed to protect the entire homeland from that array of threats, whether that be counter-UAS, cruise missiles, hypersonics, or even ballistics from the air, ballistics from sea, the entire homeland to include Alaska and Hawaii. And after Guam, the defense of Guam is delivered, Guam will be part of the defense of the homeland as well.
My time is up. We'll have a second round, I presume, Madam Chair.
Yes. Since we have no other members here, I think we'll continue, if you're good with that, Senator King. General Gutlein and General Collins, I have a question for you. Can you walk us through the role that Missile Defense Agency has in supporting Golden Dome? I don't know how you want to work this. Who wants to start?
If you're okay, Madam Chairwoman, I'll start. What we wanted to do is take advantage of the vast resources and the expertise of the Missile Defense Agency, which has been around for several decades. So under the authorities memo that the Secretary of War gave me, they aligned the Missile Defense Agency under the operational control of Golden Dome to do the systems-to-systems integration, to do the testing, and to do the transition from development into operations, to take advantage of the vast expertise and resources of the Missile Defense Agency. So under Golden Dome, General Collins is actually dual-hatted as my deputy for systems-to-systems engineering, as well as the director for the Missile Defense Agency, reporting to the director for research and engineering within the Department of War.
Thank you, General Collins. And in your answer, if you could talk a little bit about that integration that we did yesterday at our meeting in classified, and if you could bring that up a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Certainly, to build on General Gutline's comments, Missile Defense Agency, and I mentioned in my opening comments, we have a long history of integrating disparate capabilities into effective, combat-proven missile defense systems. And the big ask that comes with GoldenDome is part of that as well. One additional thing, we are also an acquirer of a number of those capabilities as well. So we are acquiring capabilities to deliver, and then we're the integration lead for GoldenDome across all the services and agencies as we go forward. That integration role really covers down on a number of different parts of what integration means. There's program integration, making sure all of the acquisitions and deliveries and schedules are integrated together. Earlier today, ma'am, we talked about an integrated master schedule and how we, in an integrating office that we stood up, are really the source of bringing in the capabilities and the schedules from all of the different partners, integrating those together so General Gutline has insight into execution as well as all the interdependencies across the enterprise. Another integration is systems integration, more the technical integration piece. My chief engineer at the Missile Defense Agency works shoulder to shoulder with General Gutline's chief engineer, and they really make sure that technically, the technical integration, the requirements, the interfaces, and the management of those interfaces are tied together seamlessly so that when the kit arrives, it all works together as a single weapon system. And then we're building below that as well. How do we integrate with operations? How do we integrate with the warfighter, interagency, and the like? And so all of those are part of that integrating office, and it's really part of the DNA of Missile Defense Agency in support of General Gutline and GoldenDome for America.
I'd ask any witness this. We're looking at a generational investment here in Homeland Defense, and we want to make sure it's going to be what we need in order to meet the threats that we have. Are you working with industry so we have the best concepts and technology available for this? And when you work with industry partners, the second and third tier of suppliers, are you making sure that those supply lines can't be exploited in the future or even now?
Chairwoman, I'll take that. We are absolutely working in partnership with industry. I have personally met with well over 400 individual companies over the past 6 to 8 months to share with them my problems, but also to understand how they can solve our problems. We have stood up the C2 Consortium, the Command and Control Consortium, which includes both the traditional contractors as well as new entrants. There are 11 of them now working in partnership to deliver our next generation command and control capability. And then as of last week, we stood up what we call the